You know what? It's days like these where I'm glad I have my Elgato because my internet's not working on my PC at all. It's not working at my house at all. So I'm glad I can do my video today. But today's video is going to be about the new 3PO slash Chewbacca character kit reveal. But we have already kind of seen it. Everybody's probably already seen it from now by the time I upload this video. I want to take my own spin on this video and kind of I guess notify you guys of why this is really important for the game. So first things first, the rebels. Let's go into the rebels. You can see here my phone, right? The rebel tag. Who do we have at the moment? Well, we definitely don't have Luke Skywalker, even though most people really wish that he was a rebel. He's not, unfortunately. But look at these guys we have here. We got so many rebels, right? We got Rolo, we got Captain Han from needing those guys for getting Luke. We got Lando as well, I guess. Excuse me. And then we got all the CLS dudes. And just thinking about this new character kit reveal and adding him underneath a CLS leadership with Han and Chuy, and I guess even the other 3PO and even R2 if you want to kind of swap in whoever you want to be for the 4th or 5th, and then tossing in that new character we just got, the Chuy slash 3PO. Imagine that team right there. That is a scary team right there, right? Keeping in mind that with CLS's leadership, he gives out even more offense. And that's a pretty big thing right there. You get 15% more. It might not be that huge, but it's still kind of a good chunk of offense. But just from, all these rebels and how they play a part, we've had the 3PO, we've had the R2. Those two people play a huge part in giving out more stats to the other allies that are surrounding them, whether they be rebels, resistance, GR, the Galactic Republic, everything like that, and just the rebels right now with this new character is kind of crazy. So let's go into it. Let's go into this guy. I want to hit up pretty heavily on this one part of this whole thing, why I think it's so extremely awesome. But as you can see right here, look at this, 3PO and Chuy. This is the new character we'll be getting, and I'm pretty sure it's a marquee character. It's not going to be an event like a legendary or anything like that. It's going to be a marquee, and this is the one that we had in the Luke event while we're trying to get a Luke. And this kit, while I was playing that event, was by far the most fun I've had in an event while just using a random character like ever, I feel like, because you just have his huge his like little cleanse, I guess, on himself, and then also he inflicts blind, and also his crazy AoE he can do while you stack more offense as you kill more people, right? But the thing I want to talk about, there's going to be two things in this video I want to talk about, is blind and also critical avoidance. And I might do a whole separate video just talking about critical avoidance because I feel like it's so important right now in the game. But we're going to just limit this to just, I guess, more about blind and critical avoidance heavily. But as you can see here, he provides a fusion of damage and support abilities, deals damage up to 5 additional times in one attack with his AoE, his Chewie's Rage ability, and he distracts enemies with blind and cripples them with reduced tenacity. So, what parts here are that are really nice to see, and which ones are meh, or I guess not that huge? Well, I think the biggest thing here is blind. Blind is extremely important here because when you're thinking about countering a Kylo team, which is a very limited amount of people who can counter that team at the moment, blind is one huge thing that the Jedi have with Luke that really helps out countering that team. When you inflict blind, the AoE from Kylo does nothing, and he gets no ultimate charge whatsoever. So imagine if you can land blind on a Kylo Ren. That is very powerful. So that's like one thing I've been noticing here with what he can potentially do. And keeping in mind here, you can see the tags. He's attacker, he's droid, and he's a rebel. So you got 2 tags right there, I guess. Not really attacker, but droids and rebels. That's pretty huge. And that could be some fun you can have there with Grievous and the Separatists. And heck, even BB-8 in there too. That would be kind of scary. Imagine a whole droid team going before you with a B1 AoE, this guy's AoE, blinds too. That's kind of scary. That's very scary, actually. Just gonna put that in your guys' little noggin right there. But as you can see here, so he is a rebel attacker duo, or they are rather, a duo that can distract their enemies with blind and deal significant damage to all enemies in multi-encounter battles. And when I first read this, I didn't really notice the multi-encounter of the battles right there, that little last part there. And just right there really opens us up, I think, to the new game mode, Galactic Challenges, with having multiple different tiers and potentially different waves that you can really maximize that the AoEs right there, because as you can see down here, we'll just skip right to it actually. As you can see here, he gets stacking offense until the end of the encounter whenever he defeats an enemy with his ability. And just thinking about that right there, having a lot more stacking offense as you're going through the phases is really, really powerful. And I can see this being really, really powerful as well in the light side Genos TB as well. So 2 different things there, Galactic Challenges and also the TB. So we'll come back up to his basic and all that other stuff. But just right there, I think that's pretty key right there for potential to other game modes in the future. So first things first, basic is Frantic Shot, nothing huge here. You can see that cool animation, right there. Just a little basic right there. All it does is it inflicts evasion down for 2 turns. And that's it. So nothing crazy, right? Not the best debuff, I would say, but it's like okay, it's an okay thing, I guess, to have. A debuff is a debuff, right? Can't complain, I guess. It could have been better. But his next special is called, or rather his first special is called Shining Distraction. So this is the one where you inflict blind on all enemies and you dispel all buffs. So as you can see here, or debuffs rather, my bad. Or actually, no, there is. I forgot. I'm kind of misinterpreting this. So let's just read it, actually. Let's just read it first before I go talking off my head. So right here, it says, dispel all debuffs on himself, and all rebel allies recover 15% protection and gain advantage for 2 turns. So that's pretty nice right there. You get even more guaranteed crits. I guess if you were struggling to get crits in the first place, advantage is pretty powerful in this game, as we can see with the Kylo teams and I guess other people in the game as well, right? But next up here, we got dispel all buffs from all enemies and blind them for 2 turns, which can't be evaded. Right there is a very powerful thing. And that alone is what I'm going to say will be countering Kylo Ren's in the future with blind. Being able to just dispel all buffs in that little first order team with, I guess, all of the advantages. They might get it back, yeah, but you can still land the blind. And that's the nicest thing there. When you're talking about other teams as well, you have even more chances of dispelling buffs and just blinding them all. They get like no hits off. And when I'm thinking about this, maybe you want to be potentially modding him for a lot more potency. I can see this guy being modded for a crit damage set and a potency set, very similar maybe to like a Vader, which is kind of funny. But blind for 2 turns, not just 1 turn, but for 2 turns. That is scary. That is very scary. And it can't be evaded. That's one of the best abilities, I would say, in the game right there. I gotta say, that's a very, very strong special ability. So continuing on, this is the one we went over in a little bit. I guess the cooldown on that one was 2, by the way. Cooldown of 2, come on. Come on. Imagine you got the other 3PO in here and you're going to be feeding him translation stacks. He goes over and over again blinding your enemies, or blinding your guys, and you can't hit him at all. That's just kind of annoying. But let's go on here. And the next one is Chuy's Rage, of course. And this is the one that I love the most. The damage you can see here, I guess not like in this little animation, but in like the event I had him doing like 50k crits, like 5, 10, just so many times. It was ridiculous. And we just boom, 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 oh! And this is really fun and special. So what this means and what it says here is it deals damage to all enemies as an AoE, and he deals additional damage time up to 5 additional times for each enemy that has been defeated during the battle. And he also gains more offense stacking until the end of battle whenever this enemy defeats, or whenever this ability defeats an enemy. Lots and lots and lots of damage here. And this is the one I would be the most afraid of if you are leaving him unchecked, right? I'm not sure what the AI will be doing here first. I would assume they're going to be doing the blind first and then do this afterwards. It would make the most sense to me, but we'll have to see. That's just a very, very scary build right there. And these are all the same kind of units, and I guess rather kits that we've had from the Luke event. But going on here, we now have his first unique 1, and it's his only unique rather, and it says, I must tell the others, right? Where are the Zetas, by the way? Does he have any Zetas? He does have a Zeta on the Chuy's Rage, so that's the only one, I think. Yep. So we only got 1 Zeta on a special. That's pretty nice, right? But this unique is no special. Let's see what it actually says. I remember reading this the first time, and it was crazy. So let's see what it says. It says, if the allied leader is a rebel, he gains 40% of the leader's max health, max protection, max offense, max defense, max potency, max tenacity at the start of the encounter, and rebel allies gain half of that amount. And rebels gain 15% critical avoidance. Like, that's just like a mic drop in and of itself right there. That is so crazy. It's like a better version of Number Crunch in a sense, I would say. Yeah, this is going to be scary. This is going to be a very scary character. This just opens up a whole new level of rebels, I would say. And I'm not too sure where I would want to use them the most and the best, I guess. But man, oh man, 20% to all other rebel allies. And on top of having, I guess, if you want to toss an R2 there with even more offense, man, that's kind of crazy. And the leadership with CLS, there is so much offense that you'll be getting here. I can easily see them beating a Kylo team and even possibly a Rey team. This will be one, I would say, if you are Spender, this is like a must-have. This is like a no-brainer, actually, I would say. But just right there, the last part, we're going to read the other parts, but that last part of the first paragraph, and 15% critical avoidance, guys. Critical avoidance, I said, I'm going to do a whole video about it in like the next couple days or so. Critical avoidance is one of the most powerful things you can have in a game, I feel like this, that you can have in a game like this. Having a CA arrow with a little bit more added in like some sort of unique as well, or leadership or whatever it may be, it is extremely powerful. And just for example, having like, I guess in like the Rey teams that you might want to be setting on defense, having her with a critical avoidance arrow and having Holdo with her Zeta giving out even more critical avoidance, 55% critical avoidance. Have fun landing some crits there with your Vader counter. Have fun. And just thinking about this with having him giving out all that CA, 15% might not seem like a whole lot, but that is kind of a big deal because now you can kind of mob the other guys for some CA and make them even harder to kill. Just imagine if we were to get another tank in the game that had, I guess, a more Rebel synergy, but I guess we already have Old Ben and Stormtrooper Han. Imagine just those two guys with CA arrows. They have their taunts up and their high relics, and they have all that extra stuff from the unique here that he's going to be giving out. Scary, scary stuff, guys. So that's that. I want to do a whole different video to just talk about CA arrows and just all of CA because it's so good. Critical avoidance is awesome. And then let's see here. Whenever another Rebel ally uses an ability, he is called into assist, dealing 30% less damage once per turn. So kind of like a Chewbacca, the OG Chewbacca. It's not bad at all. It's pretty dang good. And also, if they were defeated, they are now revived with 50% health protection whenever another Rebel ally is revived. So, now right there kind of plays into part what could be happening with Captain Han Solo with his revives. You know, a lot more revives happening here. That could be pretty interesting, and I'd be loving to see how this all functions and how it plays out, right? A lot of cool stuff here. And also, to top it all off, while enemies are blind, they have 50% less tenacity, and they can't attack out of turn. So, this whole thing here, very, very crazy stuff, I would say. I don't know, guys. This is a crazy, crazy kit. And it's going to be a marquee, too. So much good here. I love this kit. I love it so much. But let's just kind of wrap up my thoughts here on it all. Well, my favorite parts are his blind and his critical avoidance. And I guess pretty much everything, but also his unique with giving out all those extra stats. I can easily see him with a Rebel team murdering a Hux first turn and then getting out on top of them on the Kylo before he even moves and dealing lots of damage before he does much of anything. And you'll just be totally fine. Nothing will really happen at all to you. I can easily see this character beating Kylos and beating Reys. And just thinking about that revive, it's going to be really good. Not really too much against those GLs because I'm not sure if you can revive against those. But versus pretty much everything else, that's going to be scary. Defensively, offensively, this is awesome. And I just love this game right now because we've just got Vader, we just got Luke, and now we're going to get this character as well. Lots of OG trilogy stuff. It is awesome. I love it. I love the game and where it is right now. Got that new update with Unity, a lot more cool stuff coming down the line, and now this. Guys, I think this is a great time to play the game. I really hope that you guys are enjoying it as well. If you enjoyed this kit reveal and you guys like it, maybe you guys like other parts to it, like rather than I liked, let me know down below in the comments. And any other videos you guys want me to be doing here, gotta let me know down below in the comments. If you guys enjoy the video, give it a like, share it around, and sub to the channel if you guys are new here. We got a Discord and a Patreon all down below in the description if you want to check them out. That's gonna do it for me today. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time, I will see you all later. Peace out and have a good one.